All right, I just bought this doe about 2 weeks ago at the Lop National Convention, which thankfully was here in our state, so wasn't a long drive. But she is a year old, and I don't like to wait much past that. If I would prefer them to be bred between 10 and 12 months, because all of my experiences in the past, if they were past that, have not been good. So for her own sake, I want to try and get her bred. I've got her intended over here in a travel carrier, and they've already been flirting a little bit. So what I want to do though is show you her as posed as I can get her, assuming because she's in the mood for, you know, a boyfriend. And so I'm trying not to get nailed by the buck too. They spray sometimes. And I want to show you the points on her that I think are lacking and why I am pairing them or her with him. Because, and at the end I'll explain my personal breeding strategy a little bit, or how I purchase animals and the way I go about thinking about it. She's already sitting fairly well. Let's scooch you up here, girl. Now, the one thing that I have noticed, I might have to just tweak you a little bit because she's wanting to sit there. The one thing that I have noticed in the show world is while they used to, when I first started, they used to not want any shoulders at all. You can kind of see this a little bit. I don't know that I'm going to be able to pose her very well with her being stubborn like this, but really there, she's doing pretty good now. They want essentially a nice, I would like her to come a little bit more, but we're also being a little stubborn. There we go. But what I like about her most is her width of body. So I'll try and get a top view here in a second. But the first thing you look at in rabbit is their arch and then back down. And you want to place their front feet first underneath their eyes and then scooch their butt up and try to get this top line. See how, yeah, that's really nice. That was how I got her to sit when I first bought her, but trying to get her last video pictures were not working out so well. So this is really a gorgeous like top line that I really want to see. She's really nice and wide compared to her depth. But her lacking area, girls are more feminine. I'm gonna lean you a little bit down. It's gonna look a little different in person versus here, but she's a little pinched in here. What you want to see is the crown coming out more about here, so her ears naturally would be more like a horseshoe, to where they don't go back like this. They kind of come down. That's more what you want to see. But her crown would have to be more wider. So this is where her ears attach, and they need to come out just a smidge more. So really her only lacking area, in my opinion, is her crown. And then compared to her body, I think her head could be a little bit bigger, okay? So I understand like right here on the camera, it's not showing up quite in that way, but that is her main area in person that I think she's struggling with a little bit. So let me see if I can get an aerial view of her. All right. So this is only one-handed, mind you, but what I love about her is how wide she is from hip to hip. So that's one area that my rabbits have really been lacking, is a lot of them would be the same width almost all the way back. And so really you want, in my opinion or measurement, like you kind of want it like a fancy car, you know, where it goes wide in the back. And I would like to see almost not the same width. You don't want a box, but like, I don't know, maybe 2/3 width of how lengthy she is. So I really like her overall package. When I can pose her a little bit better by hand. But this is also a side view of her ears. They need to come right up to behind her ears, more like her eyes, I'm sorry, more like right there. Rather, whereas her crown sits a little bit far back. So let me show you the buck I'm gonna pair her with. Now, he is not a professional shower, I will tell you that. But I didn't buy him for that. I just want you to be able to see his top line for a minute, and then we'll look at him otherwise. But he's being a little awkward. Let's see. Let's place his feet, get him to come up like that. Okay, there we go. Now, he's starting to lose a little bit of weight because of the summer, because rabbits tend to not eat as much in the summer. Normally, he's a little bit better filled out in here. I'm not really worried about that, but picturing in your mind if he was a little bit more full, then wouldn't be bad. But he's not, he's a little small back here, and he doesn't slope, he just kind of like has shoulders. That makes sense? So that is not really the main reason I bought him though. Turn around. The head was why, one of the main reasons I got him. He knows his girlfriend is around. So the main what we're gonna do, let's see if I can get him to sit. Turn this way, please. Okay, let's learn it. Now, I love how bold, okay, he's really looking for a girlfriend. His bold crown, for one, it is a little far back, so I'll do the side view in a minute. Yeah, well, that works. His ears could be a little closer when they hang naturally. Well, they're doing okay now. Maybe he was just fussing with me. But they're nice and bold and big, and he's got this big, bold face, which a lot of my boys, for the most part, were not having that as much. And he's also very, very nicely large boned. So we go breed for as big as possible. So really his feet are 3 of my fingers, which is great. 2 is okay, but the definition in the breed standard is basically the width of a cigar, which is about pretty much like that. So yeah, we'll just see if we can let him naturally move. But that was the main reason he stood out to me when I found him. He's not that great of a package overall, to be truthful, especially with his top line and stuff. But he is a bigger boned buck, which is the goal. So before I pair him, we'll talk about how I pick them overall. He's just not, his front end doesn't match his back end all that well. Let's see if we can re-angle it, excuse me. There we go. Like, he's not bad. He's not, like he's nothing to sneeze at, but he could be better. So there we go. So that's a nice pose there. There you go. That's the way. Thank you. There we go. And so he slacked a little on me, but so that is the main reason I'm going to pair these 2 together, because she's got the great body. He has the massive head that she is lacking in. Here's how I typically choose the animals, or when it comes to purchasing or even keeping. So when it comes to basic purchase or when I'm watching the ones that I want to keep, I don't I want the good package overall first. And here's why. Early on when I first started, a lot of people just really went with, like, if one had a great head and one had a poor body, they would pair them together. And can we just not stare your butt in the picture? They would pair them together, and here's my logic with that. The genes don't know, these are the good pieces of the buck, these are the good pieces of the doe, let's pair those together, right? Does that make sense? You don't want to base choosing your breeding stock off of what are their good aspects. Do they have those where I am lacking? While that is true, you want to pick keep improving in the areas that you are lacking in. Don't choose pairs intentionally with good pieces and opposite good pieces. Does that make sense? Because the genes are not they're just making babies, right? They're not going they don't know the rabbit breed is standard and going, well, we need these pieces to mush together, right? So that is why when I'm purchasing or keeping individuals, I look at the package overall first. I don't choose the ones based off of, well, this one has a really good head, but everything else is terrible. Does that make sense? Because here's an example, is I had a buck very early on. Again, he had an amazing head and was great from the midsection forward, but he had the squarest backside you have ever seen. Every single one of his kids got it. So I eventually just let him go, because I'm like, that was a very strong point of his, and it was just passing on like crazy. So that was a very good example of well, if I've got does with good rear ends, but you don't pick a doe with a good backside and pair him with her, assuming that the kids will get good offspring. Does that make sense? So I've ranted on that enough. But when it comes to pairing what you already have, yes, then do that. But don't start your breeding strategy with what am I lacking in, and let's buy the ones that have the opposites of where I'm lacking, right? So I did purchase her with the bonus of the fact that she had a wide rear end, and that is where mine were lacking. But I chose her based off the overall package already. She was really only lacking in the one area, which was the head. And when it comes to showing and things like that, the total points of that are less than the overall arch in the full body, in the bone structure and all of that. So that's where you kind of have to know what are your boundary lines and what are you going to pick. Now you also have to know what are you going for, because there's different, even though there's a guide, they still look different. And so you have to know, even though the judges say this thing and they want this, is that what you view as what you want to go for? And so I'll try and see if I can get some pictures of different head styles of 2 different bucks that are fully grown, and you can see the difference. The does especially, I've got one doe, Ava, she's very bold and not as broad as him, but she's got the nice bold crown. She doesn't have the head that this girl does. So you have to decide, while they allow leniency for that kind of stuff in girls, you have to know, like, do I want to try and steer away from that? Does that make sense? So I hope that was helpful to explain a little bit about how you should choose and like just what you're looking for, because it's tough. That's where, you know, when you're first starting, you hear so many words and strategies and all of that, and it's tough to know. Looking to get a French Lop rabbit, you can find all the details as far as the links in the description, but since you're still here, let me explain how it works. You can choose to pick something and wait just to see what comes available on the for sale page, or you can get on the wait list, which is $75 to do so, and that $75 is applied to the total of the rabbit that you choose, whatever the pricing may be. When you're on the wait list, you get first priority as far as the order of which you all came in on the list. So the other bonus for that is if you're looking for something particular, a buck, a doe, a certain color, driving distance. I don't have a problem using a transport as long as you set it up and they are able to come here to pick them up. If they are going very long distance, like across the country, we can hold off and keep them until about 10 weeks rather than the 8 weeks. As far as when the kits come available, I usually start evaluating around 5 weeks old and decide the first couple that are able to leave at 8 weeks, which those typically will be priced around $150 to $175. Most of the time there is nothing wrong with them. It's just I can't keep all of them and grow them out to see which ones will be good show prospects. So the ones that just don't make that first cut, they get to go soonest, and then right around 10 to 12 weeks, I'll do another evaluation and see who I want to keep even longer, and potentially the ones that keep it to phase 3 are the ones I'm looking at to grow my herd itself. So those are going to be the best prospects, and those typically are going to be let go around 4 to 6 months old. The price phases of each phase is, like I said, about $150 to $175 for that first phase. Phase 2 is about anything above $175 to $200, and then $200 to $250. Everything comes with a pedigree and an ID number tattooed in their left ear, so they are ready to show. If there are things that maybe I don't think is desirable about them or anything like that, I'm completely willing to tell you that. We can talk about it through email or DM. And if you are just wanting one as a pet, that is completely fine. You don't have to show them. You just have a great quality animal that is a great pet.